Hi, Olga here. Today I'll be trying a new approach to a layered card, and that is creating a mini book. To make this book, I'll need two chipboard note cards. They are standard size, 4¼ by 5½ inches. I'm placing one inside the other, and then I'm trimming the edge. This is an optional step though. These three dies are from the holiday collection by Poppy Stamps. I'll be using them all together with this die set that is rectangle basics set by Memory Box. I'll be using the rectangle number 9 if you count from the largest one, and I'm going to cut out the window on one of the card bases. All the tools and products I'm using will be listed on my blog as well as in the description of this video. I have placed one note card inside the other, and now I'm going to position the next die right behind the existing window. Then I will have to open up this second card base and run it through the die cutting machine. This die cuts out a negative space. I'm going to repeat the process with the next die. I'm positioning it behind the window that I have just cut out, and then I will send it through the machine again. And before you ask, my hands are not dirty. They were painted with henna some days ago, and the paint will be gone in a couple of days. Now I'm going to position this part of the card base into the embossing folder, and then I'm going to run it through the machine, and this will create the wood frame effect. The base for my book is now ready, and the next thing I'm gonna do is to add some white ink over the pine trees as well as over the hills. This is a winter scene after all, and I will need some snow. After I'm done with the snowbanks, I'm going to apply some white ink over the woodgrain texture. I'm applying a very little pressure so that only the raised parts will be covered in ink. Then I'm also going to apply a little bit of walnut stain just along the edge, and this will prevent the layers to blend into other layers. This die is called Snowscape. I've die cut it out of white cardstock. Then I'm going to apply some liquid glue and place it inside the window like that. The glue I'm using is Ranger Multi-Medium Matte. I have used the 4 dies from the same rectangle die set to cut out these two thin frames. Now I'm going to use liquid adhesive again to stick both frames on top of my book. These dies are called Careful Fox and Young Fox Pear. I have die cut each fox 3 times to be able to layer all 3 pieces one on top of another to create a dimensional fox that looks almost like chipboard. I will apply walnut stain all around the edges of the fox die cuts. I'm placing one card inside the other again, and now I am ready to add all the foxes to the landscape. Before I start binding a book, I'm going to create a tag. I'll be using 2 matching dies. They are called Joy Tag, and one die from Pinpoint Main Street Tags die set. I will stick Joy tag die cut on both sides of the craft one. And then I'm going to punch a hole at the top of the tag. Now to the binding. I'm going to mark the hole positions with a pencil. I'm just eyeballing it, no need to be super precise here. I'm making sure both card bases are well aligned, and then I'm going to punch all the holes. And by the way, even or odd number of holes doesn't matter. I will be binding a book with a piece of jute twine. I'm going to feed it through the needle. Then I can start sewing through the holes. It is basically simple stitching. I'm stitching through the holes until I reach the last one, and then I just go back. This is what the project should look like. Then I'm tying one knot and adding my tag. After that, I'm just tying a simple bow. I'm trimming the ends of the twine, and then I'm going to add some glue using this needle applicator bottle inside the knot as well as on top of it. The glue will dry clear and invisible, and it will prevent the bow from untying. Lastly, I would like to add a couple of sentiments from Christmas Greetings stamp set by Poppy Stamps, and I'm going to position them inside the card. The phrases I've chosen are "Let Heaven and Nature Sing" and "Warm Christmas Wishes", and there is still a lot of place left for handwritten messages. And this is what the finished project looks like. Although it's got a lot of layers, it can easily be mailed in a standard envelope. I think it's just a nice and fresh alternative to an ordinary layered card. So that was the day 9 project of my holiday tutorial series. If you'd like to see more, here are some projects from the previous years. Thanks for watching.